Can we land on Jupiter? I hope in this series we are discussing about these planets in this solar system. So from Mercury, Venus, and Mars. Now we are going to Jupiter, and the question is that can we land on Jupiter? Now try to recollect the discussion we have carried out at time of Mercury, at time of Venus. The first thing, can we land on Jupiter? In that case, is there land on Jupiter? From that we have to start. Because for Mercury, Venus, Earth and Mars, the inner planet, they are the terrestrial planet. They have at least surface area which is hard. But for Jupiter, we have to find out whether this is there or not. Let me clarify. Jupiter is a very huge planet. Scientists are not aware today also that whether there is hard surface on Jupiter or not. Jupiter is a gaseous planet, like that only we are considering right now, and we don't know much of the things about Jupiter because of that dense atmosphere that is possessed by Jupiter. The size of Jupiter is so big, it is simply grandest planet, like that it is described. On the equator of Jupiter, suppose we are placing Earth on equator, then we have to place 11 Earths on this equator of Jupiter. So a planar diagram may say that this is the diameter of Jupiter. Means we can say what is the diameter of Earth, equatorial diameter. That diameter is 11 times bigger for Jupiter. So shape wise Jupiter is bigger, no doubt. All these planets, exoplanets means planets beyond asteroid belt. So if you are going away from asteroid belt, then Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus and Neptune. All these four planets are gaseous. And before 2006, if we consider Pluto, then Pluto is having again hard surface. So right now we are not considering Pluto as planet, it is called as dwarf planet, so forget of that. So Jupiter is a gaseous planet. Its atmosphere is full of hydrogen gas, helium gas, and along with that ammonia and nitrogen is also present. Methane is also detected. So all these things are suggesting us that Jupiter is a small star. I am not speaking wrong. It is a small star whose gravity, no doubt, Jupiter is having very high gravitational field, but that gravity is not able to start nuclear fusion reaction, which is there on Sun. Otherwise, if Jupiter may be possible if it was having some larger size or mass, then maybe appear as a new star in solar system. So Jupiter is a giant planet or a planet or a gaseous body which is not converted into star. So like that one hypothesis is there. Another hypothesis, obviously it is obtained from materials of dead star because it contains hydrogen, but along with that it contains good amount of helium also. You are aware that on Sun helium amount is considerably less. It is lesser than 24%. Alright, 76% is hydrogen only. So remaining 24%, whatever the elements are there on Sun. So if you compare Jupiter, then Jupiter is having hydrogen, Jupiter is having helium, then ammonia. Those are not having chemistry background for them. Whatever in public urinal, if it is not cleaned properly, then whatever the smell is there in public urinal, that is the smell of ammonia gas. So if you are planning to land on Jupiter, then obviously you have to take this smell constantly. So first thing, Jupiter is having a very dense atmosphere, a huge atmosphere, And that's why we are not able to send something like rover or something that we call as probe to check whether surface is there or not. Because once the object is penetrating inside Jupiter's body, after some time it will stop sending any signal. And that's why we are not aware much about the planet. Some scientists are saying that yes, there is hard surface for Jupiter. But if at all that hard surface is there, then that is of the size of Earth. That is, out of 11 Earth on diameter, one Earth is real Earth, rest of only gaseous body. This is the structure of Jupiter. So if you are having that courage, you can go to Jupiter, try to land, because once you are entering in atmosphere, after a few minutes, you lost any communication with Earth, because the communication is predominantly with radiations. And the atmosphere is so dense that we will not able to communicate anything. And then if at all there is a surface, because you have to break up variety of things, we have to break up Roche limit, you have to break up, because it is not simple game that you are penetrating inside. No doubt Jupiter is very cold planet, it's true, but still there is friction between your spacecraft and atmosphere for prolonged period. Say, you are aware what happened to our great astronaut Kalpana Chawla and team members. While returning in Earth's atmosphere only, their spacecraft caught fire because of this friction. And there is a part of atmosphere that is called as thermosphere because of that also. So in case of Jupiter, it's very risky to go inside the atmosphere. Again, another important thing is there. Forget about going to the Jupiter, in the atmosphere of Jupiter, forget of that. You can't go to very close distance to Jupiter, because Jupiter possesses very strong magnetic field. You are aware Earth is also possessing very strong magnetic field. But default, we are aware of that, we are adapted to that magnetic field. But if you are going to Venus or Mars, they don't possess considerable magnetic field. But if you are going to Jupiter, then you have to face this tremendous magnetic field, which is extending out to tremendous distance towards sun's side also and towards opposite side also. That part, that is called as magnetosphere of Jupiter. And if you are going to that, then keep in mind, whatever I am thinking, I can consider that I am thinking, but actually it is all electrochemical process. This process is going on in our body, say in our brain, in our nervous system. Even nerve impulses are carried out electrical signal. You are aware that certain test, for example ECG, that is electrocardiogram. So that is the measurement of electric current over body. You are aware of MRI, that is magnetic resonance imaging. So this is, our body is having magnetic part. Whenever any charged body like electron is in motion, it is going to produce magnetic field around it. And our thinking process is having electrical and magnetic part. And therefore, you are going to the Jupiter, then because of this strong magnetic field, our thinking process may get altered. Okay, this is polite, simple language. If I am, what we can say, rude or harsh in speaking, then I should say you are getting mad if you are going towards Jupiter. And that's why it is not possible for man to land on Jupiter with their body. Okay, there are people, they claim in yoga there is practice, they say that we can wander anywhere in this universe with a body that is called as micro body. In Sanskrit we call it as Sukshma Deha. So with help of this, if you are able to go, alright. But at present, whatever our heavy body is there, with that body, if you want to land to Jupiter, then answer is right now, whatever technology we have, with that technology, it is not possible to reach to Jupiter, to land on Jupiter, because when you are in the vicinity of Jupiter, not touching out Jupiter, you are in vicinity of Jupiter, the first important thing is going to happen that your thinking process get altered. Then I don't know, because magnetic field is very high as compared to Earth's magnetic field, and whatever the adverse effects will be there on our body, I don't know. But if at all, let us imagine you are going there, then the gravitational field of Jupiter is also very high. So when Neil Armstrong and Edwin Aldrin visited moon, it is said that the gravitational field, gravity of moon, is nearly 1/6 of that of Earth gravity. That means if whatever that suit, space suit was there on Armstrong's body plus Armstrong's weight on Earth, total weight divided by 6, that was the weight filled by Armstrong at moon. Now, on Jupiter, gravitational field is very high, and therefore your weight will increase to very great extent. Now, our heart is having limited capacity to carry out weight, hardly 6 kilogram, because our body contains nearly 6 liter of blood. 1 liter we can consider equivalent to 1 kg, little bit here and there, because definition of liter is volume occupied by 1 kg water at 4 degrees Celsius. So blood contains maximum part as water only, therefore I am assuming that approximately 6 kg blood is there. But on Jupiter, your blood weight will be very high, and therefore maybe possible heart will not able to circulate that weight. This is another internal problem. And the most important thing, that Jupiter is having very high rotational speed. Jupiter is so massive, but it completes one circle around itself, that is the rotation, is in just 10 hours. So as compared to Earth, daytime is very short. Why to go there? Already we are having very short daytime, 24 hours. We are not getting enough, because out of that 24 hour, now after lockdown, many people are using nearly 1/4 of time in only mobile phone. And that's why if you want to go to any planet, search this way, that planet will rotate very slowly and we will get prolonged daytime like Mercury. Alright, thanks for observing this video.